Do you come hold me tight? Let's bring ourselves together to celebrate our love. It's all we want. It's all we need.
making the buzz, just making the buzz, just making the buzz, just making the buzz.
And that brings us to my favorite part of today's show, the auspicious op-ed. I composed some words for everyone. I found them to be quite meaningful to myself, and I hope that they mean something to you all. And I really hope that it inspires you to compose your own words and share them, because they're trying to silence us right now, and we need to share all the positivity and information and good stuff that we can with one another and show them who's really in charge around here, which is us humans. This op-ed is titled, "This is a battle for our sentience, not merely our lives or souls, as it affects all organic life." I'm going to start us off by reading a short excerpt to begin. Let's state our givens for our logic proof, I guess. So I'm going to read an excerpt to give us our givens, and I quote: "Sentient." Oh, this came from sentientmedia.org. Sentient is an adjective that describes a capacity for feeling. The word sentient derives from the Latin verb sentire, which means to feel. The first letters, sen, match the beginnings of common English words, including sentiment, sensory, and sensation, all of which give hints as to the meaning of the term. In dictionary definition, sentience is described as able to experience feelings, responsive to or conscious of sense impressions, and capable of feeling things through physical senses. Sentient beings experience wanted emotions like happiness, joy, and gratitude, and unwanted emotions in the form of pain, suffering, and grief. Now that we have defined our terms, end quote. Now that we have defined our terms, let us delve into the powers that be, into what the powers that be are interested in regarding the manipulation, adulteration, and destruction of both sentience and sentient life in hopes of inflicting their transhumanist agenda without ethical consequence or recourse, under a paradigm where sentience in and of itself has been preemptively eradicated or compromised as an act of man, machine, science, or the state. Have you ever wondered how the stagnant, sterile, and stratified proponents of systems, industry, and theory circumvented and surpassed God-given inalienable rights? Did you happen to notice the dial being turned up ever so subtly with delicate finesse on numbing, hyperstimulating, and traumatic sensory experiences as history has marched along? While we're on this timeline of analysis, did anyone else also happen to notice the steadily increasing onslaught of environmental contaminants, ranging from malevolently low vibratory social cancers like the lizard people and their flying monkeys, drones, and cronies, multiple forms of direct energy weaponry, heavy poisoning of our air, water, flora, and fauna, covert enslavement, thought reform, and surveillance, increasingly required credentials and roadblocks to independence and self-sufficiency. And let us not forget all the psyops that have turned what should be a delightful and peaceful existence into the most exploitative, torturous, and murderous charade or masquerade, probably a combination of the two, that any dark entity could possibly construe. I've noticed all of these things for a very long time. I remember it being glaringly obvious by age 7 or 8 that what goes on for the everyday person and what is required to survive in our culture is the most undignified, dehumanizing display of covetous envy that cosplays as an ambitious student, worker, or authority figure. Without attacking our sentience from conception, would they have ever made many of the perverse and savage decisions that have hailed since exploration and industrialization? If you've been watching this podcast for any period of time, you already know that I am not the most fond of anyone devoted to political allegiances of any kind in any way. While I do understand and acknowledge that there has been types of advancements from these movements, they never have been lasting or made a true improvement for the people they claim to be considering. I believe this is because the first thing the political types seem to immediately disacknowledge is sentience as a concern or a human right. They don't care about our sentience. They don't care about what we experience or what we feel. I believe sentience is a right to all organically sentient life, as God created it. But that means that I respect sentient life and its divine rights, while these people wish to employ any and all mechanisms to invalidate the meaning and importance of sentience and sentient life as a whole. You can't reduce us to a bunch of haphazard cyborgs without first justifying that it is for the greater good. So first, this bunch must unleash historic revisions, thought reform, penalization for not meeting their social engineering goals at a bare minimum. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't know why anyone would want a government authority or any type of ruling body when they are trying to do some of the most grotesque crimes imaginable against God, humanity, and all sentient life, with the sole intent of reducing our inherent pricelessness to fit their narratives and illusions that power their false matrix of 3D distractions and entanglements. Let's take a little time to talk about how they manufacture consent with low vibration behaviors, like rewarding compliance, flattery of the competitive amongst the compliant, penalizing independence, questioning, and dissent, peer pressure or struggle sessions from those who perceive themselves as powerful, threats, fear, intimidation, slander, libel, silencing, canceling, digital exile, banning, debanking. Let me sum that up into one word: genocide. This isn't just any genocide. It is the ultimate genocide, where they wish to put their trademark or patent on anything that is permitted to live under their terms, which are worse than that of death by default. No benevolent, moral, and ethical being could hold or conform to the beliefs that they rely on us upholding to keep destroying our homes and families for their benefit. Well, I am here to tell you that I understand that it is always darkest before the dawn. So dawn must be upon us in a most short order. We are in a war for our sentience, and that is the main priority we must keep in the forefront of all the hysteria, drama, and circus they try to deregulate us and get us all out of balance over, as they anxiously await monopolizing off all the dysfunction they triggered and chaos that they created. I've gotten pretty good at mentally overcoming their games, and I believe you can too, with information, understanding, and some practice. Keep your heads up, party people, because boy, are we going to celebrate once we restore balance and reason to our realm. How long did a bunch of incarnate fallen angels and their demonically possessed support staff think we were going to keep being polite and tolerant this long after they have seriously worn out their welcome and any benefit they could have possibly provided? The proof is in the pudding, and the emperor is butt-ass naked in a most compromised position. Let's keep glitching, shattering, and demolishing the notion of this illusory matrix they keep casting in hopes that we offer up our sentience on a silver platter, wrapped up with a bow for a few trinkets or under threat of penalty. Let them know we are sick of being insulted, undermined, and abused, so that they get firmly clear in every part of their being that we do not need nor want their presence in any society or civilization we are a member of. Inclusion is the trap of genocidal, shape-shifting, dark entities. Do not fall for it, everyone. And that wraps up today's show.
Lost in reverie.
part of the show. Yeah, we're here. My auspicious op-ed. So I composed some words because I like words. And I'm going to share them with you. And I hope you like words too. And I hope you want to compose some words. And I hope you want to share some words that you compose. Because that's how we're going to get over this post-truth nonsense, is compose of some truthful words. This piece is titled Pay-to-Play Internet, Algorithmic Preference, and Shadow Bans. You guys know, like, it's happened to a lot of us, right? You guys feeling the pain? All right. So this is going to be the first op-ed monologue that features some show and tell. I am going to share with you on my iPad regarding our topic. So if it gets a little klutzy, my apologies. I'm going to do my best. I'm very new at this. I'm really old school. I'm used to like floppy disks still. I'm not used to no disks. I'm not used to this modern stuff. I'm very used to nice late 20th century computing. It's how I like it. But here we go. As a grateful and thankful digital exile, outlier, shadow banned, down-throttled, algorithmically suppressed messenger of poignant truth, or real talk, however you want to think of it, I have never been so liberated from their methods of censorship, manipulation, and dominance on every part of my being as I have been operating without giving any regards to the lizard hive, depopulation, mind control brigade. I just don't care about them. I don't think about them. You cannot unsee the things I have seen working on this hashtag YouTube recommended chronicles archival disbursement project at the time when I started the project. It was on Facebook, X, and Tumblr long before the supplemental broadcast ever entered production. Fast forward to now. So yeah, I started this project back in 2022. So fast forward to now, and I have been permanently disabled on Facebook, shadow banned on most platforms, with Tumblr and Rumble being the most hospitable. SoundCloud, Instagram, and Google properties suppress me the most, while X seems to pick and choose based on what it thinks the content of each video posted is, even though it can get the vibes really wrong, because AI is like, it's like a cracked out Dewey Decimal System saying, like, trying to turn binary into human, and it's just really not working, people. Oh, Lord. In places where suppression is less of a problem for the types of content I share with all of you here on the show, I have run into the 21st century internet problem of it being a pay-to-play domain, an issue not prevalent during my prime late 20th century interneting in my formative years. I couldn't have grown this channel, my shows, or my music without setting aside a modest budget for promotional ad placement so people can be exposed to my material and choose to click for more. If any of these videos are something you'd like to support, like get the message out further, please send me an email with the specifics of which episodes you would like to sponsor. My donation link is in the description box of every video. I will be expanding that in the future to make it, you know, more methods. And I'm not monetized. What I do, this is a very DIY, grassroots labor of love, truth, beauty, freedom, and sovereignty for us all who are against the globalist oligarchs. As you can tell, getting your creation seen goes to the one with the most algorithmic preference, multiplied by how much impact ads or much more successful SEO digital marketers, the tools they provide to creators with form letters speaking to how much potential they see in you just to pony up the moolah. You and I know that in this economy, creators like myself do not have $200 to $1,500 a month to pay some kid with software to have an AI of all things tinker with my channel somehow. Not acknowledging I'm shadow banned or anything else in the complexity of getting my message out in particular. I don't pay more than $15 ever to run a promotion or SEO work on anything on my channel. I just don't do it. To get real viewer exposure, that has led, but it still has led to organic growth in subscribers and returning viewers. I mean, seriously, everyone, they are trying to turn our streaming media into the old corporate media, you know, cable access, pay for airtime at the station model. And literally almost all social media sites have this problem now, just to be seen. Time for some show and tell now. So forgive me with my show and tell portion. This is the first time I've ever done this. And Socrates is up, and I hope that he doesn't crash what I'm doing. But just to kind of show you what I've already been through thus far on this journey. Considering Zuck just came out and apologized for censorship, and I want to show you what I got kicked off of Facebook for. It's unbelievable. So here's the content that I shared. Here's the screenshot that I took. This is a meme. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so I'm gonna read this to you in case you couldn't see all of that. But it says, we removed your content. Why this happened? It looks like you shared symbols, praise, or supportive people and organizations we define as dangerous or followed them. Okay, do you want to see what this meme says? With these evil, nasty Nazis who do evil, nasty things to people just to try to, you know, show how they'll smear, you know, showing something bad as bad and try to say you were a part of it. This meme says, 75 years ago, during the Nuremberg trials, judges asked Hermann Göring, Hitler's right-hand man, how they made Germany accept all the madness. And he said, quote, "The only thing a government needs to turn people into slaves is fear. If you can find something to make them afraid, you can make them do whatever you want." COVID was our first big fascist test of the 21st century. 9/11 doesn't really count. No, that was a psyop. That doesn't really count. This is what they threw me off of Facebook for, is reminding everyone that the atrocities during COVID are literally the same atrocities that happened in the Nuremberg trials. And just like Hannah Arendt taught us in philosophy, she's a great philosopher of the 20th century. She's an anarchist. She created anarchy. She's why I'm an anarchist. She's a wonderful, peaceful woman. Basically, evil is banal. Evil is just like, what? I was just doing my job. What? Business as usual, right? You know, what's the big deal? So that's the first thing that I had a show and tell for. Let me get back to my notes because I had a few other things on my thing I'm going to show you. So that was my permaban. And that's how they basically abuse the good guys. And I want to show you this email from this digital marketer. I'm not going to show an identity, but I responded to one of these ads, I guess, one of these comments put on my page. And how do I say it? I got in a dialogue, and I don't know if it was a scammer or what the deal is, but here comes Socrates. Hold on one second. I gotta get Socrates off the table. Sorry about that. Let me get to this thing. Yeah, I'm very new at the show and tell thing. I'll learn the screenshot thing and all in the future. I'm really 20th century, and I like to keep this show simple. That's why I don't like to mess around with all of that. So, let me go on into here and get to this email dialogue that I sent, because this is crazy. I mean, most of my ad space I get for under $3. I don't understand what I'm seeing. So I'm in this dialogue, and here's the rates that this kid from, I think he's somewhere in Africa. All these people seem to be in some, like, no offense to everyone, second or third world country. And they act like Americans have all this money that we don't have, because I guess they like watch TV shows and believe the lies and propaganda. So for 10 days, a social media campaign, $350. For 7 days, $200. For 6 months of social media marketing, $5,000. 26 days of full channel video management, $1,500. You realize that this is why a bunch of midwit affluent twits get all of the airtime, because they have the credit cards and the money to drop on this. And you know, like, this is like tanking our economy, right? But here's the email. I haven't showed any of, I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, if you want to know why little channels and production companies and stuff were having a hard time getting seen, we can have all the talent in the world, but when you're on this pay-to-play internet, it's just it's not as simple as that. Anyways, that was a show and tell portion. Back to my monologue. So now that I've provided some examples for the class, you can see how we are all going to have to work together to be seen and heard, because we have to use every tool we can at our disposal. If all the people with disposable income can just do that and shout us out. So I'm not made of money, and you probably aren't either. These are, there are some free things that everyone can do to help creators in general, not just me, gain momentum needed to spread the message far and wide that we're trying to share in regards to what the mainstream and mass media refuse to do, which is inform the people of the truth about what is going on and deliver emergency life-saving information in advance of any major event, if and whenever possible. We, the independent and alternative free streaming media, are more than happy to deliver in a host of flavors from many creators. With that in mind, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment whenever possible to help amplify this movement's momentum far and wide across the World Wide Web on all the platforms that there are. I do hope that everyone takes some time to reflect on how these rather extreme changes to what used to be a free internet affect creator and viewer alike. The oligarchy just can't seem to get enough. Even if they owned it all, it wouldn't satisfy them. It's hard to satisfy the demonically possessed type with main character syndrome, especially when they have a bunch of NPCs who tell them what they want to hear, is it not? They're using AI and finances both to push the peasants off the internet. Well, you know what? I'm peasant royalty, and they unlawfully usurp this planet and all of its inhabitants. It's time to take a stand and take it back. Stand with me, party people. And that brings us to the end of today's show. So today's special focus is gang stalking. I'd like to get things started on our program today with a few words on our special focus, gang stalking, which has become a problem for far too many people and is finally gaining some very much needed awareness in the algorithms as of late. Videos in the form of documentaries, testimonials, targeted individual support or advice, congressional hearings, government training manuals, secret society confessions, renunciations, podcasts, and more have been a very much needed unveiling of the many societal ailments that must first be fully examined before any feasible solutions could possibly manifest to fruition in any truly meaningful way. A large amount of economic chicanery begins making a lot more sense after we dive into how many incomes don't match people's purchasing power, and said purchasing privilege was part of an intentional covert subversion and subjugation of targeted members within the citizenry, seemingly swept up in an array of pattern layers entrenched in distraction and plausible deniability. If they appeared to be a detriment to established conditioning and control mechanics imposed on the many by the few, who wish to turn this realm into a dystopian theater production that the majority of us did not wish to audition for, let alone buy a ticket to. It would also appear that having the ability to trigger the feelings of those that have proven to be nothing more than entitled, autocratic, spoiled, and brainwashed into a preferable state by their overseers and handlers up the chain of imaginary relevance and wealth, as we keep seeing reiterated across many topics of corruption, extortion, and waste. If we follow the money trail, we unlock the keys to further understanding the motivations and mechanisms that divide the haves and have-nots under their current programs and enforce mandated simulation. The degree of manufactured, fabricated, and orchestrated reality required to achieve the desired conditions within their systems of control mechanisms and power dynamics to meet their criteria of acceptability literally requires tons of surveillance, corruption, manipulation, distractions, and many contractors to carry out these endeavors. Other things that require lots of money flooding into the wrong hands to do bad things, which brings us to the topic at hand, gang stalking, also known as organized harassment, community mobbing, and other names attached to Operation Gladio or Stasi East German methodologies, which appear to be the primary source materials in contemporary times for a very archaic practice that was never going to survive a civilization with smart devices, yet required one to even attempt such totalitarian oppression tactics as those of which they wish to conjure. Many individuals, for many reasons from a multitude of demographics, are targeted regularly by organizations, both public and private, in an effort of the most insidious eugenics-rooted psychological warfare and social engineering experimentation effort embarked on during our current era of so-called recorded history. I have been targeted from childhood due to secret societies' false doctrines, superstitious beliefs, corrupt government employees I'm related to, corrupt military members connected to my family and ex-husband's family, and current husband's former commands, and the GATE program in childhood. I'll be doing a feature on the GATE program next episode for a deeper dive into what that experience was like for us kids who were placed in gifted and talented, only to find out academics were definitely not what these educators were interested in. Other groups commonly targeted are those who are highly independent or self-sufficient, activists, advocates, intellectuals, researchers, journalists, influencers, highly intuitive or psychically gifted people, highly sensitive and empathic individuals, eccentric and eclectic individuals, religious or spiritual individuals who refuse to bow to the demands of man when in conflict with their beliefs. We are also going to go ahead and include philosophical beliefs of the same variety for this one. And any other group who goes against the grain in an upstanding and reasonable way. Remember that part. These efforts are funded privately, publicly, and through corruption. Professional training, support, resources, tech, including experimental surveillance gear and energy weapons, command structures with like headquarters that are very sophisticated and have access to things that they should not. Abuses of public services and even occult practitioners are commonly contracted for these endeavors that take a targeted individual and subjects them to a battery of injustice coupled with invisible torture to case study the deconstruction of their subjects' autonomy, agency, sentience, spirit, and soul, as it is the only way they can conceive keeping their evil dystopian cosplay the only game in town. Let's take a moment to go over some of the more notable selections in the playlist posted below. And I'm just going to read off the first few. Gang Stalking Explained, the 5 W's of gang stalking and how it's connected to the narcissistic empath dynamic. Accomplices of abusers are everywhere and gang stalking. Gang stalking targeted individuals overview, cyber torture. Gaslighting, inhumane treatment, and endless psychological abuse endured by a targeted individual. Gang stalking attacks on the targeted individual's hierarchy of needs reveals the levels of corruption. Gang stalking, street theater, and the 12-step program designed for targeted individuals. Gang stalking, informants, COINTELPRO, surveillance, community policing goals, bridging the gap, 2009. Victimized by your own kin, family mobbing, the scapegoat. Gang stalking basics, targeted individuals. Gang stalking, NSA whistleblower Karen Stewart discusses shielding coping 26 activism. 5 clear signs you're a target of gang stalking. And gang stalking, how people are recruited against the victim. And so many, many, many more. So don't forget to go check out that playlist for all of those. Filming a show with this little guy in such a cramped space isn't the easiest thing in the world, but you know what? Such is a labor of love. So, time for my auspicious op-ed. This one is titled A Mega Classical Transcendental Absurdist Understanding of Current Events. And here it goes. I hope these words inspire you guys to make some words of your own and to really take some action on these matters, because we got to do this from the bottom up, not from the top down. They have no incentive to help us. They have every incentive to depopulate us just so they can take our stuff. And on to the op-ed. Over the past 18 months of receiving the vast amounts of information I have from my most auspicious algorithmic informant, Magic 8 Ball, it is safe to say that many of my former stances and views have entered into many new stages of refinement, reform, innovation, and transformation, just as rapidly as new understanding and insight takes hold. I wish to take some time and elaborate on some of the new things I have been learning. Looking at the past and present through a mega classical lens has been crucial to holding still unfolding timeline scenarios to a deep dynamic continuity and contextual account of relevant connections between pieces to this enormous multidimensional mosaic we're all decoding here together. A mega classical lens will have you focusing on evolutions, deviations, and continuity of events from what is proposed as the Neolithic era, just after the last ice age, basically, all the way up to current times, while including a plethora of crucial data not acknowledged publicly by the powers that be. The only other pieces required to understand how I have focused said mega classical lens is to hold your area of focus on matters to be evaluated with a distinct highlight on the transcendence of the absurdity that can empower our efforts for a much better and brighter future. Transhumanism, globalism, depopulation, mental side, and the very artificial, highly suspect data age that has been thrust onto everyone did not just come from nowhere. The origins of this anti-human agenda date back much further than my mega classical lens could possibly focus in on. But let us all assume that whatever is going on currently is probably similar to accounts of Atlantis or Lemuria. In the age we're currently residing, I think placing an increased effort in focusing on Tartaria and the many reset wars that happened throughout the 1800s and early 20th century will provide the highest chances of rebuilding all of the basic human necessities that the psychopathic cabal overseeing the currently unfolding multi-pronged assault on all natural organic life from every substance and sensory standpoint they could discover a way to exploit. Let me be the first to tell you that if their big moves have been in century-sized increments thus far, it truly shouldn't take but a mere fraction of that to bring it to its knees. Once you can see and understand the big picture, all manufactured narratives become laughable at best and malevolently insulting or recklessly negligent at worst. Now that we've gotten all the heavy part out of the way, let me tell you what I am most looking forward to about being a part of starting the new cycle or the next era here on Earth. The first thing is that it has been a relief that the vast majority of our experience here has been but a mere speck in comparison to what our existence would be like here if we were living as God, nature, or our species were intended. I highly doubt that we were intended to live under the values imposed on us that appear to be anti-life, anti-organic, and anti-natural. It would also appear that those idiot lizards in charge didn't understand that once they revealed themselves to be a legitimate threat to all organic life, especially that which is spiritual in nature, we would quickly be able to point at the sources and causes of all discontent quickly and clearly. Another great facet I have discovered is just how unlearned and under-researched these highly credentialized characters truly are, which would indicate that now knowing their only tactics are intimidation, bribery, and lies, and that's the baseline they operate from, drastically and dramatically reduces any respect, tolerance, clout, or other forms of compliance and enablement they have been fraudulently gleaning from repression, sheltering, ignorance, and self-censoring, etc., that they ultimately demand as their tribute or penance. The last major takeaway that has relieved me in recent times is that just about every part of our contemporary way of life is extremely damaging to one's health. So, in all honesty, most practices need to be reduced greatly or stopped entirely based on their danger or toxicity. Moving on to new ways of life is much easier when the old ways are literally killing or debilitating the vast majority of us prematurely due to radiation, poisons, and contaminants that come as a side effect to the average post-industrialized existence. Upon knowing that this method is the only one they have and that it is only effective when people are in the dark, should be more motivation to share information on these matters as far and wide as we possibly can, while stating we know exactly what the intentions, goals, and justifications are so that we might squelch them most quickly. Truth, freedom, and sovereignty are what they are after for one reason and one reason only. It is the only way that those who invented systems to surpass systems can game the system within the system. If we don't have any dependency or need for their game, not only does the system lose all relevance, the inventors, regulators, managers, and legislators will be seen as the fraudulent drafters of a supposed social contract that is antisocial in nature, to say the very least. This is why representative democracy especially should raise a red flag when you really look at what is going on at the end of the day. Those who dedicated their life to paying for permission slips in the form of multiple degrees and schmoozing taught the entire world that they only respect people who bought their way through the world. It's that simple, everyone. And that is today's auspicious op-ed.
You don't believe me. You don't believe. You don't believe me. You don't believe me. You don't believe. You don't believe me. You don't believe me. don't believe.